Hi, welcome back to Golf Training Hacks. You know, so many of us struggle with a slice. And we just struggle getting that inside-out swing. And a lot of it has to do with our hips and our shoulders. You know, the hips have to lead the way in the golf swing. If you want to get that fluid, effortless swing with that inside-out swing path, you really need your hips to lead the way. But unless you can separate your hips from your shoulders somewhat, it's really hard to continue to get that inside-out swing path. Often what happens is you begin to start with that over-the-top swing path that uses too much backside effort, and you're pushing that club into impact. What you really need to be doing is having your hips start forward prior to the top of your backswing, and that means you need a little bit of separation between your hips and shoulders. Now, in order to do that, you need to have good rotation in your upper torso, in your shoulders and your T-spine. But if you're stuck in a posture called upper cross syndrome, which has your shoulders rolled forward and your T-spine a little bit too flexed, it's really very difficult to rotate your shoulders. Now, if you can't rotate your shoulders, it's really tough to get that pendulum action that's the hallmark of a fluid athletic swing and the way you get that inside-out swing path, because you really need to drag this upper body through the shot with your hips. So your hips need to be pulling your shoulders through the shot, and your shoulders really need to be lagging behind your hips. And you need some separation there. But you're never going to get it if you're stuck in this upper cross syndrome, which is this forward roll posture. So in this video, we're going to help you improve your shoulder function by improving your T-spine function. Because we can't have that hyperflexed, rolled forward T-spine and expect to get that fluid athletic swing. So in this video, we're going to give you some techniques to help you improve T-spine extension. So let's get started. So before you do anything to help your rotation in your upper back, you really need to begin to get some extension in your upper back. Because without extension, it's really hard to rotate. And not only that, but without extension, if you're trying to rotate with your upper back in too much flexion, that could actually be an injury risk. As far as the golf swing goes, you need to extend your upper back as you're working into your backswing. So Cheryl's going to demonstrate two easy ways to use a roller to begin to get some extension in your upper back. Breathing is so important. So Cheryl's taking a deep breath in, nasal breathing, and she releases and she levers over the roller. Deep breath in, you come up, and release the breath, and nice and easy. And you could just stay and breathe in this position too, and just take some deep breaths there in the down position. Now the second version of this would be a little bit more difficult. So Cheryl's going to come up in this starting position. You're going to raise her hips, then take a deep breath in, and then lower her hips and her shoulder, and her arms rather, at the same time. Deep breath in, hips come up, arms come up, and then exhale, and the hips and the arms go down. So this is a nice, easy way to get some extension movement into your upper back. As we say with everything, you go where you can. Cheryl has some nice extension. You don't have to get to any particular place. It's based on your own capabilities. In this video, we're going to show you how to get some easy movement into your lumbar spine and upper back. You know, it's nice to get some non-threatening movement in your spine. Your spine should move. It should go into extension, and it should be able to go into flexion. Not a lot. But when you're not under force and you're on the floor, you can get some nice movement in your back. Cheryl's going to demonstrate a classic yoga position, yoga move, cat-cow. Ready, Cheryl? Okay. So all we want to do is get some nice, easy motion into your back. And Cheryl's going to get some extension in her lumbar spine and some flexion in her upper back and the lumbar spine. And just do a few iterations of this. You go where you can. It's a nice, gentle movement. You don't want to push it. You only go to where you're capable. And you should be breathing through the whole motion. So nice diaphragmatic breaths in and out. Okay? That's a classic yoga position, a yoga move.
It should be fluid.
Yes, fluid. And don't go to where you don't think you can, okay? It's your spine. You have to be careful so you don't push it. It's a nice, easy motion.
Gentle.
Gentle, that's right. In this video, Cheryl and I are going to show you how to get some gentle motion in your back. Now, in other videos, we've done a cat-cow That's a really non-aggressive position. It's a classic yoga position. Cheryl's going to demonstrate a Cobra, and then she's going to go into a rocking Cobra. This is a little bit more advanced. Again, you go to where you can. You don't have to be in any particular position. Cheryl happens to get a very nice extension in her back. If you can't get that far, obviously you don't want to push it. Okay? Ready, Cheryl?
Ready.
All right, so this is just classic yoga. Cheryl's going to go into a Cobra. So all this, what you're doing now is you're getting a nice global extension into your upper back and into your lower back. Now, Cheryl's going to turn into a rocking Cobra where she's going to rock and then just flow into a Cobra. And Cheryl, do 2 more, Cheryl. Nice and easy. And you should be breathing throughout this. Make it nice and fluid. And 1 more. It's nice, easy motion for your back. Great, Cheryl. So as we talked a lot about, and we do talk a lot about in golf training hacks, a neutral spine has some extension in your lumbar spine, a little bit of flexion in your T-spine, your upper back, and a little bit of extension in your neck, your cervical spine. Too much or too little is not good, especially when you put force on it. But in a case like this, we're trying to get a little more extension in the lumbar spine and a little bit more extension in your upper back. So there's not a lot of load on this, so your back needs to get in and out of extension, in and out of flexion. If it's stuck in any one of those positions, that's not good either. And this is a great way to get some easy, non-threatening movement into your lower back and your upper back.
And it seems pretty straightforward, but you should also focus on the breathing and keeping that consistent, because that will be the best case scenario while you practice these moves.
Yeah, breathing is key, and you hear us talk about this all the time. Breathing, that deep diaphragmatic breath in and out through your nose sends the relaxing signal throughout your neurological system to relax. It's not a threatening position. You know, no one can really relax thoroughly unless they have a deep diaphragmatic breath, okay? So thanks for watching. In this video, Cheryl and I are going to show you a little more advanced yoga position or yoga move. It's an elevated Cobra position. Now, what's good about this position is you're actually doing an end range isometric in a relatively safe position. Okay, you ready, Cheryl?
Ready.
Okay. Now, Cheryl's going to also use the breathing, the 4-4-8 breathing in this. So she's going to go into an elevated Cobra, and she's going to take a deep breath in. She's going to hold it for about 4 seconds. And then as she comes out of it, she just releases, nice and easy. And take a deep breath in. Now in this position, she's actually holding an isometric contraction. So you're putting an end range isometric into the lumbar extension. It's kind of teaching your neuromuscular system that this position is okay. All right? Very good, Cheryl. Beautiful. Now the caveat here is, when you're under force, you want a neutral spine. That means some extension in your lumbar spine, some flexion in your upper back with your T-spine, and some extension in your cervical spine. There's not a lot of force in that movement, so it's okay to put some more extension into your lower back. But when you're doing more heavy, more aggressive type of like lifting, let's say, or exercises, you really want to keep that extension in your lower back limited, because that's how you get problems. In terms of golf, if you have too much extension in your lower back and you're rotating on that, and your hips are stiff, and you're rotating on an extended lumbar spine, well, you're really almost guaranteed to get some lumbar pain, or worse yet, an injury, okay?
Bad combination.
Very bad combination, that's right, okay? So thanks for watching.